Good morning, men, and everybody that's tuning in. My name is Pastor Carlos Malley. I'm the discipleship pastor of the Circle Church of Alexandria, located in Alexandria, Louisiana, here for another episode of Manhood Monday. This morning, I wanted to talk about the significance of community. I wanted to read a text that comes from Philippians chapter 1, verses 3 through 7. And it says, I give thanks to my God for every remembrance of you, always praying with joy for all of you in my every prayer, because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. I am sure of this, that he who started a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Now, today is a very significant day for me, because 6 years ago today, I was ordained as an elder and pastor at Now Word Covenant Church. And I want to first say thank you to Pastor Keith Graham, and thank you to your wife, Lady D, and all of my Now Word Covenant Church family, all of the elders, all of the elders' wives, all of the various zones. If it were not for Now Word Covenant Church, I would not be who I am today. I would not be a pastor of the Circle Church, discipleship pastor of the Circle Church of Alexandria. I would not be a supervisory chaplain for the Bellevue prisons, and I certainly wouldn't be a brigade chaplain for the U.S. Army Reserve. And so all of that began at Now Word Covenant Church in 2007. And it would be in 2015, 8 years later, when I will be ordained. And I think about the partnership that I had with all of the leaders that were in the Now Word Covenant Church family, all the people that were mentoring me, all the people that were being there for Nicole and I throughout that journey, throughout that process. Some of our best friends are still in this ministry. And so when you think about, Paul is writing the church in Philippians, he is in prison, and he is writing them because they are sending him support. As a prison chaplain, one of the biggest things that those men feel and experience is when someone writes them and when someone sends support to them, because of their decision making and broken relationships, they don't have a lot of support. They don't have a lot of people on their side. And so here Paul is, as not a chaplain, but as someone who is actually incarcerated, writing this church and telling them, thank you for not forgetting about me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for accepting me in spite of, me being incarcerated for advancing the gospel. Not that he was actually committing any egregious crimes, but that he was just simply trying to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. And he ultimately pays the ultimate sacrifice by being killed for his beliefs. And so I wanted to just thank, Now Word Covenant Church, and I wanted to continue to thank the Circle Church of Alexandria for allowing me to serve in the capacity in which you do, and St. John Missionary Baptist Church, and Faith Temple Church of God in Christ. These are all the churches along my journey as God was forming who I am. As a man of God, as a father, as a husband, as a pastor, as God was working on my own spiritual formation. These are the communities that help form my identity as a pastor. And I just want to say thank you. But I wanted to point to you, the listener today, whoever you are, wherever you are, think about the people that have helped you to become who you are, or are helping you to become who you are. You can't forget about the men and women, the ancestors, the people who have been there as a part of your journey. When I think back on this day, I think back to my grandmothers, Eloise Malley and Ruby Bradshaw. And I took a picture with both of them. It was the first time that both of my grandmothers had ever come to something together to support me. And that meant the world to me. My sisters, my brother, I had extended family coming from all over the country. I had friends coming from all over the country to support me in that day. And that community meant everything to me. family, friends, community is everything. Never forget that. And I look back on that day 6 years ago with just so much promise and just so much just gratitude and thanksgiving for the people who came from far and wide to support me on that day. And I pray to God that you feel the same from your local community, from your family. That God has shown you and given you love, support, and grace to those that you call on the most. But I look back at this text and it says, I am sure of this, that he who started a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Right now, I am carrying on the work that Jesus has given me that began for me at Now Word Covenant Church. That has taken me from various military assignments, that has taken me as far as the Middle East, that has taken me to Mississippi, and now taking me to Central Louisiana. That work continues on, that Now Word Covenant Church and my faith family and community started in me. And so please know, as you listen this morning, if there's any Now Word Covenant Church family out there, I appreciate you. I thank you. I am grateful to you. I am indebted to you for everything that you have done for me and continue to do for me and my family. And as I now serve as discipleship pastor of the Circle Church of Alexandria, I'm going to do the best that I can to equip the people that God sends us for the work of ministry, to steward that position and not take it for granted, to thank Pastor Vincent Smith, his wife and his family and this church for trusting me enough with the souls of your people to lead us in terms of helping people and equipping them to disciple other people. And so thank you so much this morning for my faith communities throughout the years that have been there for me. And I want you to remember the faith communities that have been there for you throughout the years. Think about the mothers of the church, the elders of the church, the people that are no longer here but were significant in your faith journey. Never forget that. I don't believe in that concept of being self-made. I don't think anyone is self-made. I think people have people who help them in the journey to them becoming who they are, who God has called them to be. And I just want to take a moment to thank everybody, Dr. Keith Rowe, Pastor Graham, all of the elders at Now Word Covenant Church, Dr. Klein Kitchen. It's just so many people to name along the journey that God has sent me. Bishop Lorenzo Kelly, and who else? Reverend Luther Fairley. Just, I can go on and on and on of the people. Now today, Pastor Marcus Mann, specifically Pastor new elder Albert Long, Pastor Vincent Smith, the brothers that are still with me in this journey of trying to reach people for Jesus Christ. So thank you. Sorry for the rambling this morning, men, but it's a pretty big day when I look back 6 years ago at what God has done and what God is continuing to do. And when we talk about carrying on until completion, until the day of Christ Jesus, that basically means until either he calls me home to go be with him in glory or he returns. And so we are carrying on the mission of the church in the advancement of the gospel. And I pray that each of you men, as you listen this morning, that you think about your own journey, where God is taking you and where God has brought you from, and you will carry it on until completion, until the day of Christ Jesus. I always want to leave you by saying, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. God bless you. Have a great day. Until we meet again, take care.